Welcome to Commerce class. Today we are going to see the classification of business activities. So what are the various business activities? That is what we are going to see in detail. Now, business activities can be classified on the basis of activity and on the basis of size. Okay, under the heading industry, industry can be categorized into two subdivisions, that is based on activity and on base of size. Now, based on activity, once again it is split up into three, that is primary, secondary and tertiary. So based on activity, it is split up into three sectors. There is a primary, secondary and tertiary sector. Okay, and based on size, it is micro, small, medium and large. Okay, on under primary, we see two different subheadings, that is the extraction industry and genetic industry. Under manufacturing industry, we can see four subdivisions, that is the analytical, synthetical, processing and assembling. Okay, so these are the various types of classifications. Now let us see each in detail. First, what do you mean by industry? Now, industry means it is a place where they use some technical skills and some mechanical application of on the product will be there. So use some machinery, use some technique for converting the raw materials into the goods. Example, textile industry. Okay, but there are other terms also, like even the banking can be called as banking industry. Service side like insurance can also be called as a insurance industry. Okay, so certain services like banking, insurance, they are also referred as industries. So we call them as banking industry, insurance industry. So it means that not only goods but even certain services are also considered to be as a industry. Okay. Now, based on activity, they are classified into three different types: primary, secondary, and tertiary. Under primary, you have extractive industry and genetic industry. So let us see this. What do you mean by primary industry? Now, primary industry are those goods which can be produced with the help of nature. We require the help of nature. Okay, example, agriculture, farming, forestry, fishing, horticulture. All these you call them as a primary industry. They are concerned with the production of goods with the help of nature. Now, this primary industry can be once again subdivided into extractive industry and genetic industry. Now, under extractive industry, we require natural resources to do the industry, like farming, mining, oil drilling, hunting, fishing. Now, all these products are extracted from nature. So, you call them as extractive industry. Next one is the genetic industry. Now, this is concerned with something with nature, but we do it on a large scale. For example, we engage the breeding of plants and animals for further reproduction. Okay, so it can be on a large scale, like seeds, nursery companies, poultry, dairy, piggery, hatcheries. All these come under genetic industry. So primary industry is categorized into extractive and genetic. Primary itself we require the help of nature, but under extractive we take the resource from nature. The examples are given. And genetic industry, we here also we engage breeding in plants and animals for further reproduction. Okay. Next, we go on to see the secondary industry. Now, secondary industry, it is concerned with using material which is already taken from the primary industry. Now, example, here, mining of an iron ore is a primary industry, but manufacturing steel by processing that iron, that is called secondary industry. So, under primary industry, you have extractive industry. Okay, under extractive industry, here you take the iron ore from nature, mining. Okay, and then what happened? Under secondary industry, that particular iron is converted by going through further processing, that is converted into steel, we can say. So this is what you call as secondary industries. Now this secondary industry is further subdivided into manufacturing industries. Here, with the help of manpower and machine, they convert that into a product like paper from bamboo, sugar from sugarcane. They are examples of manufacturing industry. Next, analytical industry. Here, analytical industry, they separate a product from one particular base product. Now, let us say you extract ore from nature. Now, when that is boiled in the furnace at different temperatures, you get different types of chemical product. Okay, so the same thing is said here, different elements from same material, as in the case of oil refinery. Okay, next is synthetic industry. Here, a various combination of ingredients you put together and you get a product. Example, cement. Okay. Next one is the processing industry. Here, the product is made to go through different process and final output will be the product that you desire. Example, you insert the sugarcane in the initial stages in the plant and final output is sugar. So also is a paper industry. So you call them as processing industry because they undergo a variety of process. Next, assembling industry. Here, different components are assembled in one place. Example, car industry or a television industry or assembling a computer. So that you call it as an assembling industry. Okay. Next, construction industry. Here, construction of dam, building, bridges, roads, tunnel, canal, all this comes under construction industry. Okay. So, under secondary industries, we saw the different types, that is the manufacturing industry. Under manufacturing, we saw this analytical, synthetic, processing industry, assembling industry, and finally it is a construction industry. Okay. Under tertiary, we are service industry. Here, they are not going to produce goods or anything, okay, but they are going to provide service in the form of banking service, insurance service, warehouse service, advertisement service. So these are called as service industries or tertiary industries. Okay. Now we are going to classify the tertiary industries. What are the different types of tertiary industries? First one, personalized service. Second, public service. Third, distributed service. Fourth, financial service. Fifth, quaternary service. And sixth, quinary service. Okay, altogether 6 services are stated. Now here, personalized service. Here in this personalized service, example of it is a plumber, servant maid or an electrician. Here, individuals and private institutions sell the service to others. So, this is what you call it as a personalized service. Next is public service. Government hospitals, schools, roadways, okay, police, all of them come under public service. Here, they provide the service to the people on behalf of the government without any profit motive. The motive is not profit but only to render service to the public, and government involves these people to render the service to the public. Next is distributive service. Distributions. Okay, it can be various forms of distribution. Here through transport or sales, warehousing, logistic, salesmanship. Now all this come under distribution service. Next, financial service. Banking, it can be depositing or giving a loan or transferring money. Banking, factoring, collecting the debts on behalf of the client. Accounting, insurance, they are grouped under financial service. They are all under the heading financial service. Then quaternary service. Here there are professionals or specialized skill. Let us say a heart surgeon or you can say a very professionalized software engineer. Here technology oriented type of services is rendered. Example, software development, developing a software, or a chartered accountant service, or R and research and development service, or the service of a scientist. All this you call it as a quaternary service. Next, quinary service. Here, certain people, ideas rule the world. This is what we can say in a very short form. So, new ideas are generated. New ideas crop up using new technology or policies by selected individual experts. Their ideas will influence the nation, international institution, etc. That is what you call as quinary service. So a group of people ideas rule the world in future based on technology, policies, or certain implementation. That is what you call as quinary service. Okay. So under the classification of tertiary industries, we saw personalized service, individual personal service like the service of a plumber, electrician, housemaid, public service, that service of a transportation or a police service. So here the government render the service to the public. Distributive service, distribution, financial service, rendering financial help, the form of banking, insurance, etc. Quaternary service and quinary service. Fine. Now, we go on to say on the basis of size, industries based on size. Macro industries, small units, medium units, micro industries. Micro here, they call it based upon the amount that you invest. So here plant and machinery is up to the value of 25 lakhs and up to 10 lakhs in the case of service enterprise. So if it is production side means it should be 25 lakhs, and if it is service enterprise means it should be 10 lakhs. So that you call it as a micro industry. Next one you call it as a small unit. Here if it is manufacturing industry, then it must, the machinery is more than 25 lakh, and if it is but does not exceed 5 crores. So it must be within 25 lakh to 5 crores, and if it is service center, it is between 10 lakh to 2 crores. That is called as small units. Medium units means here the investment for plant and machinery more than 5 crores but within 10 crores. 5 crores to 10 crores it must be, and service limit is up to 2 crores. So 2 crores must not exceed 5 crores. That is what you call as medium units. Large unit, that means the exceeding 10 crores in the case of manufacturing and 5 crores in the case of service sectors. That is what you call it as a large unit. Okay. So we saw the different types of industry based on size: micro, small, medium, and large. Okay. Now we go on to see what you mean by commerce. Commerce 9. Here, commerce refers to commercial operations, deals with the buying and selling of goods. So all those operations which deals with buying and selling of goods, the exchange of commodities and the contribution of finished goods. So goods are exchanged and and you contribute towards the production of goods. So buying and selling of the goods and exchange of commodities and the contribution of finished product is called commerce. Let us see what are the main activity. The main activity economic activity should be there. Goods must be exchanged, motive must be profit, transaction must be regular, and some utility must be created, and all this will be a part of business. Which one? Commerce is a part of business. Okay, so this is what you call it as a commerce. Now let us see under different heading what you mean by it. Economic activity. Here when you say economic activity, like say the work of a trader, buying the goods with the aim of selling them at a profit. So you involve yourself in any activity. The main aim is economic activity, that is buying, making it at a profit, buying and selling for goods. Then exchange of goods and service. The goods and service must be exchanged. That is the most important thing. Now it involves exchange of goods and service for what? For profit. So you buy the product for the purpose of resale to the consumers. Then we call it as a commerce. And profit motive must be there. The motive of commercial activity is to earn profit. The main motive is to earn profit. Then transaction must be regular. This they say because if the transaction is not regular, then you cannot call it as a commerce. So here the transaction must be regular. Exchanging, distribution, promoting the goods, it should be on a very regular basis. Like a cycle, it should keep on continuing. Next, creation of utilities. Commerce create place and time utility. Now the consumers are scattered all throughout the place and you need at that particular time. So time utility, place utility is all there to satisfy the consumers. Commerce comes to their help. So transport the goods from the place of production to the place of consumption. Here it is creation of utilities which we call it as a commerce. So commerce creates all these utilities. Next, commerce is a part of business because it involves trade, pair, buying and selling of goods. Okay, so buying and selling of goods is there. This buying and selling of good is called trade. So trade is a part of commerce. So we saw what are the main characteristics of commerce. It should be an economic activity must be there. Then exchanging the good must be there. Profit motive must be there when you exchange the goods. Transaction must go on regularly and you create the utility, form utility or place utility, and commerce is a part of business. This is what they say here in this heading. What do you mean by commerce? Okay, so today we saw the various classification of business activities, okay, on the basis of activity and on the basis of size. Under two different headings we saw in detail. Go through this, study your book material, gives you a wider idea. Thank you, children.